How's it going, everyone? Welcome to another blind flight. I think I might have started my intro a little early there. So, how's it going, everyone? Welcome to another blind flight. You may have heard me say that twice because I wasn't sure if I was live the first time. Um, yeah, what's up? I'm right on time. I made it on time, which usually with these like blind flights, I'm always a little bit late, but good to see all of you here. Oh gosh, so many people. Scroll through the list, give guys shout outs. First of all, Perry, who just finished up his stream on This Is My Bourbon podcast. We got Lil, we got Donnie and Diana, Brandon, Bourbon Buddies, Joseph Brazo, Don, Trev Wilson, Brian Bernicki, and Saltami down here too. Welcome, everyone, and if I missed your name, sorry. But there's a lot of you guys here, and I'm so glad to hang out with you guys because it's been a while since I've done a blind flight. Last time, Brandon was here with me for my blind flight. We did a Weller flight, so if you missed that video, go check it out. That one was pretty fun. But I figured one thing that I haven't done in a while is a flight of my favorite ryes. Well, some of these are. I'll explain in a bit. But I previously have done a few rye flights, never blind before. But I've come to realize that almost every single one of my favorite whiskeys is always a rye. And sorry about if my stream cuts out. I'm still not sure what's happening with that. It only starts right when I start streaming. I don't understand. My internet's fine normally. But hopefully that doesn't keep up. If it does, let me see if I can... Brandon will not be stepping out of the closet behind me. Is my like thing cutting out for you guys? Because I feel like it's cutting out a little bit. I'm just going to try to set it as my priority device real quick. Yeah, sorry about that, you guys. I don't know what's happening. That never happened before. I'm going to see if this helps, though. It seemed to help last time. That actually, Perry, that's actually true. A lot of the streaming services have started capping data rates, which YouTube is one of those. And I'm almost wondering if this is the result of that. They're capping how much internet certain devices use. I'm saying this one is the priority right now. Let's see if it'll stick. Yeah, so sorry if it keeps cutting out, but hopefully you guys can keep up. I'm going to text my husband just real quick to tell him to turn off all other devices, because I know our YouTube's streaming in the living room. But if you guys can still hear and see me fine, I'm just making sure this saves real quick. Yeah, my Wi-Fi is like going crazy right now. I'm not sure what's happening. Yeah, hold on. Sorry about that. Thank you, Tammy. I appreciate that. I'm closing out of everything that may be using my signal right now. So just give me 1 second. I just want to make sure it's the best stream for you guys. So, Chris, what's up? Good to see you. Just making sure my Wi-Fi is going good here. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, apparently our TV's autoplaying. He's like out of the room, so it should. If it doesn't get better soon, it will in like 5 minutes. Our TV's autoplaying, and he's like taking out the trash and stuff. So, make sure that goes through with make a device priority. Cool. I'm just gonna keep going, like you said. If I cut out completely, please let me know. So yeah, we're doing a blind rye flight. And like sorry, I got distracted a little bit. I saw my signal cut out. And I've noticed that some of my favorite whiskeys in general are ryes. So I pulled out a few of my favorites plus some newcomers. Some of them I featured on the channel before. Pikesville being one of my favorites. Not to set myself up for having a favorite tonight. But I do have Pikesville in the lineup. It was the first rye I fell in love with. Yeah, so this one is probably a lot of people's first rye. It's readily available. It is affordable. This one was only $40. And it's a low rye. So it's a barely legal rye, some people say. But it is one of my favorites. It's always been one of my favorites. So that's one of the ones in the lineup. Like I said, it's blind, so I don't know which one's which. But so there's Pikesville. There is another recent favorite of mine. Honestly, I didn't know very much about this one because it's hard to find in California. I have Taylor Straight Rye. This is a little more. I mean, it's about $30 more than the Pikesville. It was like 70-ish here in California, but I've really grown to love this one. But I think the one that's been my favorite rye in the lineup, in my opinion, before this stream, has been. You guys have heard me mention this one too. Michter's Barrel Strength Rye. This is just I immediately fell in love with this after trying it. They are different batches. I think I can't tell if this is an 18 or a 16 on that batch number. It almost looks like a 16, but I could be wrong. Just trying to read my face. Yeah, I don't know if that's a 16 or 18. So not sure if that makes a difference, but that's the one I picked for tonight. I haven't actually drank this. This is a brand new bottle. I just poured it for the sample. But one that is actually a recent acquisition, one that I have never had before until yesterday, because I wanted to try it before I did in the flight, because I figured I've tried all these other ones, it'd only be fair to try the outlier, that the new bottle. And that is Willett Family Estate Rye. This one I hear a lot about. I know that it had a recent price jump. I paid $60, I think, for this one. So a little more than it used to be, I think, a $40 bottle. But yeah, so this one's new to me, but I do like it, and I think it is worthy of being a top contender here. Tammy says she can't find the E.H. Taylor Rye around there. Yeah, it's very hard to come by. When it's out here, it's like usually most places have it like $100+. Fortunately, I found it for right at $70 or $80. It's been a while since I bought this one. As you can tell, it's getting a little low. Yeah, Lil says, love the Michters. Me too. So age statement on the Willett. This is I think it's a 4-year. Yeah, this is a 4-year rye. Apparently that's important. I don't know very much about Willett. That's one of the distilleries that, like, for some reason I never, just never see. So I never really try a lot of their products. But yes, it's a 4-year-old cask strength rye. This one's at 110.2 proof. So, yeah, that's a pretty good one. So, yeah, I figured it'd be pretty fun. I went ahead and poured me some Dickel Rye, because y'all know that's my favorite budget rye. What are you guys sipping on, though? I forgot to ask you guys. The internet issues distracted me, so I do apologize if there's some lag tonight. I'll try to figure that out. Honestly, I thought I solved the problem from last stream, but apparently not. By the way, if you guys missed my stream on Monday, I was actually live with the Whiskey Crusaders. They very so kindly invited me on to do a stream with them about cask strength whiskeys. So if you missed it, their stream is up on their channel. Go check it out. Really fun hanging out with those guys. I hope to have them on my channel soon. I would love to do more collaborations with people. We went for 4 hours. You guys know I cap my streams at like an hour, or a little over sometimes, but yeah, it was so much fun, and had a lot of good pours that night. It was all cask strength stuff, so check that out. But yeah, so let's drink a little Dickel, and yeah, you guys tell me, what are you guys drinking? Tammy's got some Peerless Rye, nice. Yeah, if you guys have ryes, I encourage you to try it with me, or if you have any of these. I'm gonna show you guys which one is which when I'm tasting through them. I'm just not gonna look. Perry's finishing up his Old Grandad 114, which he did on his stream, and drink some more here in a bit. Oh, that honestly though, for a $15 bottle, Dickel Rye it's MGP sourced rye, but I love it. I think it's great. I think this has got a lot of honey forward notes on it, and I usually get that a lot on the. I don't know if it's a spoiler. I get that a lot on the E.H. Taylor Rye, so I feel like if I get that note tonight, it's gonna probably be the E.H. Taylor. I could be wrong. Yes, the Dickel. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate it. Yeah, it was a great time. Joseph, you're gonna get banned because you're gonna get flagged as spam or something. Guy Davis is drinking Old Forester 1920. Good pick. That bottle's growing on me. For a while I didn't drink very much of it because I'm still not huge on the flavor profile of it. But you know what? It's growing on me, and I'm becoming more of a fan. Yeah. No, it is blind. Oh no, it's. Wait, what? I thought it was blind. It's not blind for you guys. I mean, if you don't want to see, I'll tell you when I'm about to hold the book up. But I've had people before on my streams, they want to know what I'm drinking. Yeah, so if you don't want to know what I'm drinking tonight, if you don't want to know the order I'm going in, don't look. I'm going to show this on the screen right now. I'm not going to look, so you can be with me. I think this is the page. Make sure. Yeah, this feels right. Okay, I'm not gonna look. Tell me if it's upside down. I think it's right side up. This is the list, the order that we're going in tonight. Again, I'm not looking. Yeah, that's the order of the lineup. So put that away. Okay, it's gone. So if you were looking away, it's gone. I just got to make sure I can't look at this screen because there's a little bit of a delay there. Yeah, so like I said, I want to start with the Dickel. I want to get my mind in the mindset of drinking ryes. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. One last sip though. Thank you, Chris. Yeah, I appreciate you looking out for me there. Yeah, I'm still in this. I'm on the hunt for a 1993 bottle. Don't care what it is or where it's from. I've tried a old Bardstown 1993, I think. I tried that when I was in Kentucky. I still see myself on the screen over here. I think there's a really big delay tonight, so I apologize for that. Oh yeah, this actually I picked this up at a 1792 tasting. They gave us a bunch of this merch when they came out here in LA. It was pretty nice. So we're gonna start with our first one on the list, which is my far left one over here. And yeah, let's get started. I'm excited and also scared because like this Michter's has been my favorite for the longest time, and I mean I kind of hope I find something more accessible. Maybe Pikesville will be my favorite, which would be a huge win because it's everywhere. Yeah, so let me do a quick nose real quick of this, like I said, good baseline rye. If you want to know what a rye tastes like, go with the Dickel. I do want to do a direct comparison though before I get, because the first one's always the hardest one. You can't really judge the first whiskey in a flight because you don't have anything to compare it to. So this does smell a little more, definitely more oaky. Definitely has more age to it than the Dickel, which is to be expected. But almost, it's a little more bourbony too. I don't know. I know a couple of these are like high rye or low rye ryes. I don't know the specific mash bill of the E.H. Taylor or the Michters. I do know that they are pretty middle of the road. I know the Willett's probably a higher rye content. Yes, so I am using the same style of glasses. These are the official Bourbon Trail glasses. They're the only ones that I had 4 of the same glass, honestly. So that's why I picked them. I do need to stock up on some more Glencairns. I only have 1. Or New Orleans glasses. I need to get those too. So here's the first one. Cheers, you guys. By the way, let me know if my signal got a little better. Justin said he was changing some things up in there and turning off like all of his devices. So if it gets a little better, let me know. Or if it's still bad, I'm sorry. Ooh, that's got that honey note. Remember I said earlier that one of them got a really strong honey note on? Not saying that this is it, but that is really nice. On the nose, I'm not getting too much off of this. Other than just like I said, there's the rice spice there. Now that I've tasted, I get a lot of that rice spice, that eucalyptus note that a lot of people get, or I get minty a lot. I did not write the list. My husband wrote the list, Perry. That would be pretty funny though. Or if I got really drunk last night and made the list and like just reset for today. I really do like this one, honestly. I don't want to guess at it. Proof wise, it drinks a little low proof for a rye because I know a lot of these are pretty high proof, but it drinks really, really easy. I mean, this is a very, very approachable rye. If you're someone that doesn't really know very much rye, I would say this is a good one to go to. Now, I don't know if this is a cheap one or hard to get one or what, but I do know I do really enjoy that. Like I said, I'm going to hold my judgment on that one. Once I taste through all 4 of them, I'm going to go back and do them one more time just to like do some final comparisons before I pick my favorites. But let's move on. The second pour here. Oh, this one smells completely different. This one is like, this smells like a bourbon. This doesn't smell like a rye. I don't get any of that rye heavy, grassy notes on the nose at all. Which I get, like I said, some of these are barely legal ryes, so. Ooh, that's high proof, but that's good. It's nutty, like really, it's almost like a Jim Beam nuttiness. If you didn't tell me this was a rye, even if you tell me this is a rye, I'm like, did he pull a prank on me? And is this not being a rye? That's really good. It drinks like a bourbon. Honestly, this is confusing. Come to Kentucky in September, you'll end up with a shit ton of glasses. I actually got a bunch of small tasting glasses when I went to all those distillery tours, so I feel it right there. This is fantastic. It just doesn't taste like a rye to me. Which, when I'm reaching for rye, I don't know about you guys. Yes, Joseph, I am a fan of Pikesville, but I'm not letting this influence me. I was just the only rye shirt I had. I like that one, but I don't know. When I'm reaching for a rye, I kind of want something different. I don't want it to taste like a bourbon per se. Now, when I'm making a cocktail, if I have like a bourbon-esque rye, I think that's like my favorite whiskey to put into a cocktail, like a either a Manhattan or even an old fashioned. So that one's a good one, but it's not standing out as a rye. So let's move on to number three. Just keeping an eye on my time here. Oh yeah, that we're back in rye territory with this one. I may be going through these a little quickly, but like I said, I have to go through them a second time, so I want to be fair. So it may seem like I'm rushing this first time, but I'm gonna go back through. And if you guys missed when I held up the thing showing what each one was, I'll show it again before I go back through, just so you know. Yeah, this one smells definitely more like a rye. This smells right up there with Dickel, honestly, in terms of how rye heavy it is. Yep, that one's rye-y and high proof. This tastes like Dickel rye amped up, which like I said was MGP rye. I don't think any of these are MGP rye though. I think they're all made, or I mean Michter's maybe. We don't know. Does Michter's even reveal where they get their rye from? Um, so Bourbon Buddy says they dig Pennsylvania style rye. Yeah, that's what Pikesville is considered Pennsylvania style rye. I think. No, wait, it's Maryland rye. Is it the same? I don't know. I could be wrong. Pennsylvania style might be more like the Dickel, the MGP rye. I get them confused, but I'm a big fan of rye in general. This one though drinks like a rye. It's high proof. I'm not getting too much like depth in terms of like how old it may be. Like I said, mostly ryes are typically younger than bourbons. That's a good option, Brian. I actually have a bottle of the cast, or I have the double. It's not the cast strength rye. I have the double oaked or double barreled rye from Knob Creek. Should have brought it out. I actually haven't opened that one yet, so that sounds fantastic. Yeah, yeah. This one knows that it's straight up there with the grassy eucalyptus notes, back like the first one. I think 1 and 3 are the most similar so far. I'm thinking I'm digging. I think I like number 1. I don't want to pick favorites yet. I think 1 is more complex. This just tastes like a straight up good rye at high proof. Mm. Sorry, I got that confused. Pennsylvania style rye doesn't have corn and mash bill, so it's more of like the MGP Dickel rye. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm a fan of honestly all of them. um, yeah. So yeah, Joseph, the Knob Creek ryes, they're also barely legal, but they're really really good. Tammy's also a rye girl. I'm also a rye gal. I forget what I call myself on Matt's stream. I don't know. It was whatever. The other co-host. I forget her name. I'm sorry. That was actually my first time meeting. I think Will and Sarah. I could be wrong. It was actually my first time talking to them, other than Matt. I talk to Matt all the time, but yeah, they're really cool. It was fun hanging out with them all night. Lil says she just started getting to rye last year. Oh, this last one's interesting. This one doesn't smell like much of anything, other than caramel. Yeah, super dark, rich caramel. Not much. Not much of the rye spice. 2 and 4 are very, very. They don't like lack rye flavor, but they're definitely different for ryes. Which I mean, again, I knew some of these would be different, but I didn't realize how different trying them back to back. Yeah, 2 and 4 drink like. Well, I haven't tried this one yet, but they smell like bourbon. So let's go ahead and give it a taste. Mm, I think I know which one that one is. I think that may be my favorite one that I mentioned earlier in the stream. Not, don't tell me. Don't tell me if I'm right or wrong. Oh, that one's good. It doesn't. It doesn't drink like a traditional rye, like some of these more rye heavy ones. Honestly, that drink's a little low proof for what I'm imagining it is. I know I'm not trying to guess. That's not the goal to guess what it is, but it does drink a little low proof. Um, but yeah, that's really nice. Ooh, they're hitting me. Yeah. So first round through. I know I kind of rushed that a little bit, but I wanted to give them all a second go before I made a decision. But yeah, so you guys, I was gonna say, some of you guys are telling me that you're into rye. I know some people. Brandon, he's not that into rye, but he's getting into it. I'm introducing him to some good ryes. Do you guys typically like rye? I mean, I imagine it's probably not your go-to, but I'm curious that like, do you sometimes have moods for it? Because that's how I am. I have to have a mood for rye, and when I do, I really, really enjoy the rye. So I'm gonna cleanse my palate here a little bit between. This glass is like it's been sitting out for a while, so it's like I don't know. It looks weird. I know you won't be able to see, but So I got bubbles on the side of the glass. So I thought it was like carbonated for a second. I was like, wait, what? Yeah, so first impressions on the way through. One really unique honey note on the tip of the tongue there. Really flavorful. It's more rye than the last one and the second one, but it's really unique and really, I would put up there in some of my favorites. Second one, honestly, I think that one was the most forgettable, and I hate to say that because I think it's the Pikesville. I could be wrong. I think it's the Pikesville. I think it's the most forgettable. Third one, huge hit of rye. I think that's the high proof, strong rye, like high rye mash bill. Fourth one doesn't taste that rye heavy, but it tastes delicious. So I'm going to show you guys the lineup again, just in case you missed it, because I know some of you guys came in later. This is what I'm drinking. I'm not looking. This is blind, so I'm just making sure you're in focus there, and I'm looking away. So that's the lineup in the order that I taste them. I'm going to taste them in the same order again, just so it doesn't get confusing. So there you go. Yeah, so we're going to work our way back through them. Sorry, I feel like I'm talking a lot. I want to talk to you guys. How are you guys doing? I know you guys, oh wow, Brian and Tammy just poured Kentucky Owl Rye Batch 3. I actually thought about including Kentucky Owl. If you guys saw when I originally posted this live stream, I had Kentucky Owl in the lineup. But then I figured it's not very fair because that's, first of all, way more expensive. It's also very hard to find. I mean, you can find it, but like it's pricey. So like most of these are pretty affordable. Some of them are harder to find, and some of them are a little pricier. But in my opinion, I think these are all pretty readily available. Other than the Michters, I think the Michters this isn't Toasted Barrel. The Michters Barrel Strength Rye I think is the hardest to find, at least out here. What about you guys? Of these four, which one is the hardest to get your hands on? Pikesville is definitely easiest. I would say honestly, it'd probably go Pikesville, E.H. Taylor, Willett, and then Michters. Michters being the hardest in terms of like availability to find. Oh, How Do You Whiskey's here? Awesome. Thank you for stopping in. Check out their channel. So going back to the Dickle to set. No, Dickle's out for the night. Dickle's out for the night. Oh my god, is that my new catchphrase? Oh, if Monica was here, she would call me out on that. Okay, we're working our way back through all four glasses. This first one, it's so unique. It's so oaky. This one's the oakiest of them all. I don't know if it's the oldest of them all, but it's definitely the most oak forward. Pikesville girl, but Kentucky Owl Rye is awesome. I agree. Honestly, I've never tried Kentucky Owl bourbon, other than not contradiction, confiscated. So I've never tried any of the batches of bourbon. I've heard they are where it's at, but their rye is really good too. So this is number 1 on that list you guys just saw. I know it, Tammy. Oh, wow. 1 and 4, we're going to have to do a head-to-head before we end because that honey note. Oh, I love that. I'm a sucker for honey. Honestly, when I was a kid, I would get those little sticks of honey that you're supposed to put like in tea and stuff, and I would just like drink them. And I know some people did that, but like, you know when they like the flavored ones where they like a raspberry honey and like, or the fancier place had like the wildflower honey and the like orange blossom honey. I literally just drank those things like as a kid. Like we bought packets of them. It's a little weird. I just have a thing for honey, and when I don't have it for a while, I forget how much I like it. It looks like maybe signal was lost completely. Oh wait, we're coming back maybe? I think I might have cut out for just a second. I was just saying that I am a sucker for honey. We might be back now. Sorry, it seems like it cut out for a bit. Some nudity on the live stream. What happened? What happened while I cut out? Nudity? Kentucky Owl is quite different from the others. I'm pretty sure I could pick it out because of the orange peel nose. So that's kind of how I'm feeling about what I'm thinking is the E.H. Taylor. That honey note, I think it stands out. So number 1 is definitely a contender for being one of my favorites. Let me move on to number 2. Just want to make sure you can see me. If you can, give me a thumbs up. I saw my internet cut out like real bad for a second there. So moving on to number 2. This one is, I think that's the one that I said was really nutty. Let me just verify that. Oh, I'm all good. Thank you. I appreciate it. Like I said, it's hard to tell on my end. I just see my little icon here flashing red, and then YouTube says error. YouTube's not receiving data. So it freaks me out a little bit. I think I just have a mild case of PTSD from that stream where I went live for 30 minutes thinking I was talking to you guys, but I actually forgot to hit the go live button. So I was talking to myself for 30 minutes, and you guys were just chatting it out in the chat. Yeah, those of you that were there, you saw that awkward moment. That was terrible. I deleted that stream. I was like, I'm not putting this public. I was so pissed. Thank you guys for thumbs up. Welcome back, Perry. YouTube account was acting weird. Maybe it's YouTube, honestly. Maybe it's not even me. I think it's probably me. It's probably California, honestly. So thoughts on number 2. Number 2 doesn't really taste up to par with the other 4. It's really good. Fantastic in a cocktail, I imagine. But it doesn't really have the finish. I'm not getting any of that rye spice. It tastes like a barely legal rye. All of these I would drink all day, every day. These are all fantastic drinks. But this one, it falls a little flat for me. So number 2 falls a little flat. I'd probably put that in last place right now. Donnie also poured some Knob Creek cast strength rye. I need to get that. Like I said, I have the twice barreled rye. Michter's barrel strength rye. That's one of the ones in my lineup. Yeah, that's been one of my favorites. So we'll see if it's gonna be dethroned tonight, though. It might get dethroned, and oh, you guys lost me. Oh. Hold on. Hold on. Can you guys still see me? Okay, sorry about that. I'm not sure what's going on. This happened last time I streamed too, and it's never happened before. So sorry about that. Yeah, so number 2, probably last place so far. Let me work my way down all the way to the end, though, before I make any final judgment. This is number 3 is the rye. This is the high proof, high rye impact rye. Can you guys see me now? Just want to make sure. It looks better on my end. And guys, I'm really sorry about that. I'm sorry about the signal cutting in and out. Too many beautiful people at once. Maybe so. Maybe Thursday is just a bad night to go live, because this happened last Thursday as well. Whereas I feel like it didn't happen when I was streaming with Matt. So I don't know. Thank you, Tammy, for the reassurance. It helps me because I freak out a little bit. So yeah, number 3 definitely smells like a rye. Definitely probably tastes like a rye. Oh, Doug, what's up? Oh, yeah. I mean, if you're going for that strong rye, I mean, like I said, when I reach for a rye, I want that rye influence, and I get a ton of it on this. Really nice finish on this one, honestly. This is probably second or third place. That's hard. This one gets hard, so I'm trying to quantify all my thoughts in a few short. I have 30 minutes left of the stream, so I'm good on time, but I do want to get to the point in case my internet completely cuts out. So, oh wow, this one, it almost smells like marzipan or something. It's weird. Thank you guys for the thumbs up. Like I said, the chat's really lagged right now, but as long as you guys can see me and hear me, I'm okay. Yeah, this one's definitely interesting on the nose. It doesn't smell like a rye at all. Let's go ahead and taste it for the final way through, and then I'm going to start putting things in order. You know why it's so hard? That one just tastes like an exceptional whiskey. It doesn't taste like a rye in most senses that you think of a rye, but that finish is it tastes like one of the most expensive bourbons I've ever had, and none of these are the most expensive bourbons I've ever bought, honestly. Sorry, I say bourbon, whiskey. You know what I'm saying. That just tastes delicate. The finish is so long. It's a little weird on the nose. Honestly, if I was just nosing, I'd be like, what is this? So it's hard to say if that's my favorite, because it's just, in general, I guess I shouldn't. What do you guys think? So my dilemma is, if it doesn't really taste like a rye, should it still be considered my favorite rye? I would say it should still count, right? Should still count as my favorite, even though it may not taste like traditional rye. So once I figure out that dilemma, I'll know which one's my favorite. Because I do have one final comparison to do at the very end. Once I've picked my favorite, I do want to compare it against my favorite. I did want to exclude that because It's a little unfair, it's very similar to one of these. You guys know this one. Michter's Toasted Barrel Strength Rye. Favorite whiskey I've ever bought. It's sadly going away. I bought this while I was in Kentucky at the distillery. $110, worth every penny. Yeah, so I do want to do a comparison to this one. Once I pick my favorite from this lineup. You guys might have just lost me again, so I'm sorry. I gotta figure this out before next stream. It's just really annoying to me. Nothing is using my internet right now. Like, my phone is on. I'm gonna turn off my Wi-Fi on my phone just in case. My phone did have data, so yeah. So Wi-Fi is off on the phone just in case that affected it. I don't know. But sorry, I'm still staring at it saying no signal. I know I shouldn't focus. I know Tammy keeps saying keep going. Yeah, the Toasted Barrel Rye, favorite whiskey I've ever bought. So I'm gonna put these in my favorite order now. Okay, hard to do. Let me go back to number 1 real quick. So number 1 tastes like a rye, but also has a really unique finish, and I love the finish on number 1. Number 4, these are the two I'm debating between my favorites. So number 4, one and 4 are so similar. Honestly, yeah, I gotta pick number 4. Okay, my favorites are, number 4 is my favorite. Number 1 is my second favorite. Number 3 is my third favorite. And number 2 is my last place. Not that it's bad, it's my last place. So the order is 4, 1, 3, 2. So I'm about to reveal. I mean, you guys already know. I'm about to reveal to myself which one is my favorite. Maybe this is. I'll pause that real quick. Just see if that was maybe taking the data. I don't know. Yeah. So let's get into the results. So 4, which is the last one. Oh, whoa! Sorry, I already saw it. What? Number 4 is the Willett? That was my favorite? Wow, and that's the newcomer to this. I guess it's kind of weird. I should have went the other way around. Show my last place first, like it's Bourbon Night does. Oh well, you guys already knew the results. Wow, the Willett. That's crazy. I mean, I'm a huge fan of it. It's pricey, but I mean, it's cheaper than the Michters, and it's cheaper than the E.H. Taylor. Are you guys still there? Just want to make sure you guys are still seeing the results. I would hate to go through these results and you guys not see. And again, I'm sorry for the connectivity issues. I'm gonna definitely look into that. I may create another channel to do like some test streams to make sure this doesn't happen again. So number 4 is the Willett. Whoa, have you guys had Willett Rye? This is the 4-year family estate. That's crazy. Okay, let's find out what number 1 is. Number 1 was my second favorite. Number 1 is what I thought. I thought number 1 was the E.H. Taylor, and it was a close second. Willett and E.H. Taylor, both different, but some of my favorites. That Willett is so good. I know. Yeah, I had no idea how good it was. Willett is my number 1 favorite. My number 2 favorite is the E.H. Taylor, which I thought. My third place was the Michters. So see, what I thought happened was I thought the third one here was the Willett, and the fourth one here was the Michters. But I got them flipped, and I got them 2 places apart. That's crazy. I had no idea that I liked it so much. Thank you guys for the. Okay, cool. Thank you guys. I know. I need to stop. I need to block this thing on my screen that's telling me no signal, not transmitting data, because it freaks me out. Whoa. Okay, so that means my last place, as expected, was Pikesville. Not a diss on Pikesville. Pikesville's great. This is the cheapest bottle up here. This was $40. On sale, it's normally like 50-ish. $40, Pikesville. Favorite one was $60. So the Willett was $60. Michter's was $80. E.H. Taylor was 80 and Pikesville was 40. So you know what this means to do? We, instead of what I thought, I honestly thought I was going to be comparing the barrel strength rye to the toasted barrel rye. Apparently not. We're doing the Willett versus the toasted barrel. Of course, I can't do it blind. But we're going to do it anyways. So I'll keep this. This is what I've had in the Willett. Sorry, Pikesville, you got to go. And by go, I mean down my throat. I have no qualms. Is that the word? I have no issues with Pikesville. However, when put up against, which again, that's kind of an unfair competition. One of these you can buy readily, everywhere, anywhere. The rest are more limited. So it was a little bit of an unfair advantage. But the price range, I think Pikesville fit in there a little bit cheaper, but it fit in there pretty well. Yeah, so how do you see it? They said they just poured a 4-year Willett just to see what all the hype is about. It is good though, yeah. So I honestly, I liked it when I tried it last night, but I didn't know I liked it this much as my favorite. I'm gonna have to start drinking this more often and looking out for it more often. Yeah, that Willett was awesome. But we gotta do the true test here. My current favorite whiskey of all time that I've bought. Not, of course, not the favorite I've ever tried, just the favorite I've bought. The Michter's Toasted Barrel Finish. This is also a cask strength rye. Yeah, honestly, I love this stuff. But, and here comes the car alarm. Told you. I don't know if you can hear that. Every time a loud car goes by, it sets off a car alarm. There's this one car that, for some reason, their sensitivity of their alarm is so low. Yeah, so hopefully that's ends very quickly. If not, I'm sorry. Yeah, my hair's getting. I really need a haircut. I honestly plan to get a haircut this week, but I obviously can't because everything's closed in California. I literally did plan to get a haircut this week and it got canceled. I was like, okay, well, guess that's not happening. So sorry for a little bit of messy hair too. Since I haven't been going out, I haven't been doing anything with it. Normally, like I put in like product and stuff, but I'm like, I'm sitting at home all day by myself. I'm not worried about it. Of course, I'm also going live, so I probably should start caring a little more. But whatever, we're just hanging out. All right, so this one right here is the Michter's Toasted Barrel Rye. My favorite whiskey. That smells so good. That alarm's still going off. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you guys can hear that. That smells like a rye. Again, I had no idea Michter's smelled so much like a rye. I should have known. This, though, smells fantastic. So let's go ahead and have a pour of it. Cheers. That is so unique. That toasted barrel element on the Michter's Toasted Barrel Rye is campfire marshmallow goodness. I say that every time I've reviewed this like 5 times on my channel because I always pull it out because it's always my favorite. Toasted marshmallow tied with that rye spice, that eucalyptus, that mint. It just is the perfect whiskey in my book. It's so unique that I've never experienced that toasted element on any other. You guys can't hear the alarm, okay, because it's really annoying. My truck set off that alarm. It probably did. No, Brandon, you're fine. Okay, they turned it off now. Yeah, so it's going to be hard to compare. I mean, even compared... Okay, let's go. Let's compare it to the Willett. Let's just stop talking and just do it. Still has that really, really delicious baked rye bread note. That finish on... The finish on the Willett is so delicious and long. The Toasted Barrel Rye doesn't have as much of a finish. But when it hits you up front with that toasted marshmallow campfire note, I just can't get over how much I love that note. Spoiler alert. Very, very, very big spoiler alert. Thank you, Howdy Whiskey. I'm having a flight sometime very, very soon. I managed to get my hands on some samples of Booker's 25th, Booker's 30th, and Booker's Rye. Now, I've had the 30th and the Rye before. Fantastic. It was before I even knew what expensive whiskey was. I mean, obviously, I was seasoned drinking whiskey, but not that high end of whiskey. So now that I've had a little bit more experience, I'm so excited to revisit those. Um, yeah, so coming soon, if you're new here, check out the, or if you're new here, I got another warning saying you're streaming lower than you should. um, I know, Brandon, I'm sorry. I know I ruined the surprise, but no, it's a teaser. It's a teaser. So yeah, Brandon is likely to be here for that one, depending on if the world is still happening. When I get to those, we'll see. Hopefully in the next couple months. So I'm gonna sit on this for a little while, but yeah, if you're new here and you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. It would be so awesome to see you again. I'm live on Thursdays every night, or not every night. God, that would be crazy. I'm live every Thursday night at 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific. I'm not leaving yet. I'm gonna make a judgment between these two. That's so tough. Let me go back to the toasted barrel real quick. Again, I'm comparing a $110 whiskey versus a $60 whiskey, which used to be $40. Yeah, the finish on the toasted barrel, that's the only thing that's lacking. It doesn't have that strong, really long finish. It has a very short finish. But the overall flavor profile of the toasted barrel rye, I see why I picked it as my favorite whiskey ever. But going to the Willett, that's tough, man. I don't think I can pick a winner. I mean, okay, that sounds like a cop out, right? But this wasn't part of my flight. This was brought out to compare with the winner of the flight. The Willett was the obvious winner of the flight, with E.H. Taylor going a close second. But to compare it against what I consider my favorite whiskey I own, I don't know. I think this still stands out in terms of flavor profile as being one of the best I've ever had. The Willett, though, stands out as being a fantastic rye. I would pour this rye for anyone that wanted to know what a rye is like. Yeah, so I guess that's the overall thoughts. I'm curious to hear you guys. Do you drink rye? No, sorry, I'm paying attention to the warnings again. What do you guys think? Have you had any of these? What is your favorite? Okay, if you had these four to pick from, what do you think your favorite would be? If you haven't had one, I know you can't really make that judgment, but just curious, would you pick the Pikesville? Because I know Tammy said she loved the Pikesville earlier. Would you pick the E.H. Taylor? I know it's a lot of people's favorites. Or would you go with my choice, the Willett? Previously thought the Michter's was my choice, but obviously not. Toasted barrel though, still something special, and that stands out to me just in every way possible. I'm gonna sip on some Dickel while you guys get back to me on that. Yeah, it doesn't really compete with these. There's a reason it's a $15 bottle. There's a reason I picked it as my first pour of the night. It's good, but it's no comparison to any of these. Pikesville would pick this 100 times more than the Dickel. Yeah, Pikesville's getting low. Honestly, if nothing else, Pikesville in cocktails is fantastic. Honestly, I've been using it so much with Manhattans, so much with Old Fashions. This is my go-to, not my go-to cocktail whiskey. I usually go for something a little cheaper, for my like cocktail whiskey. Although it's only 40. I don't know. Lately I've been using a lot of just Old Forester, which I know I said I'm not a fan of Old Forester, but I had one of the 100 proof Old Foresters, and that works really, really well in a cocktail. It's 100 proof, and the flavors that I don't like the most about it, they get covered up by some of the other ingredients. So Joseph says he guesses he'd like the Pikesville. Lil says a choice between the Willett and the Michter's. Yeah, that's me too. I mean, Michter's got third place, surprisingly. But so Lil, have you had the E.H. Taylor Rye? I am curious because you sound like what I would say. Like Michter's to me was like my favorite, but there's this really, really good honey note on the E.H. Taylor Rye that I love so much. I'm just gonna have a little sip of that real quick. Yeah, I mean, I really do love that honey note on that E.H. Taylor. Honestly, that was a close second. I mean, like, that got second place. I keep talking about the Michter's and the Willett. That's only because I was surprised that something beat the Michter's. But yeah, that E.H. Taylor was very, very close second. It has a really nice finish, really, really good honey. Honey's not a note I get often on American whiskey. I get that on Scotch and Japanese whiskey. So I'm very surprised that I'm getting a honey note on the E.H. Taylor, but I do. Juan, did I recommend the Pikesville to you? Oh, no. I've been a fan of Pikesville since I started getting into whiskey. No, Pikesville's been a favorite of mine for a long, long time. Um, but I think what you're thinking of, Juan. You and I met in the liquor store one time. Like we got there at the same time. And I saw that this was on sale, and I said I was going to buy a bottle. That's what you're probably thinking of. Yeah, so that was a lot of fun. I'm sorry for the connectivity issue, guys. Bomb burgers or Shinks Homestead. I have bomb burgers. I'm a big fan. I haven't tried the Shinks one yet. Brian says he'd pick the Brian Bernicki. Or what? I was reading as I was saying that I was reading Tammy's comment. I got confused. Brian says he'd pick out of these three the Pikesville. Tammy says either haven't had the others or not side by side. Fair enough. You can't really make a judgment. So that was a pretty intriguing result. I mean, honestly, I need to look more into Willett. So secret to you guys, I have 4 bottles of the $250 barrel pick of the bourbon, the Willett bourbon. It's a 6-year wheated bourbon. I have 4 bottles of it in my living room. They are not for me. They are for my friends, which Juan knows. It was $250. That's way above my pay grade, way above what I feel comfortable buying on whiskey. But people obviously love Willett, and there's a reason. The rye is great. I'm excited to try more of the older ryes, even the single barrel store picks. I actually have a sample of. I don't remember. It's one of the rye store picks. I'll review it soon, especially since this is my winter. I have a friend that sent me a sample of a rye store pick from Willett. I just don't have it in front of me right now, so we'll have to do that comparison coming up soon. Thank you, Tammy. Yes, please hit the like button. Seriously, you guys, it really does help the algorithm that we're all trying to understand. Joseph asked if I'm going to get the new K&L exclusive Doc Swinson's 15 year. So the interesting thing is I have some thoughts about that. I saw that Fred Minnick reviewed it, and he enjoyed it. He did enjoy it. But my concern is, 1, they don't name the distillery. I know some people that source things don't name the distillery. 2, I'm on their email list. I shop at K&L all the time. They literally just brought me, they brought me this bottle. They just brought me like 10 bottles yesterday. I love K&L. But, I have to say, they are really pushing that Doc Swinson's 15 year. Like really, I've gotten 2 email blasts about it. It's on their front page. And they haven't sold out of it yet. If you know K&L, if you know anything about K&L, they sell out of their products instantly. Juan knows, Brandon knows. K&L, people watch like hawks. They have bots watching it. So the fact that they're having to really, really push this 15-year-old cask strength whiskey, which sounds incredible, $150. No, I'm not drunk. I'm just ranting a little bit. This is something that's really bothered me. So this is my microphone, my pedestal. No, I'm actually not that drunk. I didn't finish these samples. That's probably why. Oh, cheers, Brian. Let me put the bottle down. I would cheers you with the bottle, but I really like this bottle. Cheers, Brian. Thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. You and Tammy are always out here supporting me. You guys have been there from the start, honestly. So, cheers to Brian. There are so many great ryes out there. These are just some of my favorites, and I want to share them with you guys. So. Cheers. I'm cheersing you with my toasted barrel rye, which... yeah. So yeah, my thoughts on the Doc Swinson's thing is... I am very tired, honestly. I've not been sleeping well. I think I have some anxiety about the whole current situation, that I've not been sleeping well at all. So, I've been having some really weird dreams, too. Like, weird dreams, like just like about going to the store. Maybe it's this isolation thing. I'm dreaming about going to the store because I can't go in real life. I don't know. Yeah, so yeah, the Doc Swinson thing. I would love to try it, but $150 for something that's not flying off the shelves, that's being heavily promoted when they never promote their stuff. They literally put something up on their site. Like, let's say this Michter toast barrel pops up on their site. This isn't the toast barrel, this is barrel strength, but you know what I'm saying. They get 10 of them in stock. Within 5 seconds, they're sold out. That's how it is at K&L. So the fact that they have a product that has been promoted heavily, still available, concerns the hell out of me. Again, not being conspiracy theorist here, but I'm just getting a strong feeling that that my signal cut out completely. Okay, it's back. Sorry. I just get a strong feeling that it may not be as good as it's being hyped up to be. So, with that being said, and with my signal cutting out drastically, I'm going to wrap up for the night. So, like I said, if you're new here, would love if you could subscribe. I go live on Thursdays every night. I said every night again. Why do I keep saying that? Every Thursday night at 9:30 p.m. But I also upload videos throughout the week, occasionally. When I get something special, I have a couple special ones coming up soon. I do dream about Vegas, Chris. I told you guys earlier, I was supposed to leave tonight for Vegas, and I was going to be there for like 4 nights, and it was going to be an epic trip. Got canceled, but yeah, don't want to think about it. But yeah, thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight. I hope to see you next week. I'm going to be live. I don't know what I'm doing yet. I may have a guest. We'll see. We'll see who's available to do a stream with me. But thanks for hanging out with me tonight. Have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe. Don't go out unnecessarily. And hopefully you guys are finding all your supplies that you need. It's been a struggle out here in California. But just stay safe. Take care of your family. Yeah, sorry about that, you guys. But